Alright, so this week has been my 10-week countdown to my first time competing with the WBFF. I am so excited to get involved in this federation and to get involved in this show. This week I am talking about pulling back on caffeine and different types of cardio that I do. So the caffeine comes from I was drinking far too much, and I was at risk of kind of hitting adrenal fatigue, and obviously as we get closer to stage I might actually need to use caffeine to help increase with fat loss. And I went from, let's just say, a lot of coffee, like an insane amount, you'll hear it in one of the clips actually, down to one large coffee, a decaf and a coconut flat white a day. So I know that still seems quite a lot of caffeine, but for me that's a massive improvement. I'm spacing them out, the sore heads are starting to subside, and I'm actually feeling much better now that I've probably halved that in. I'm also going to talk about different types of cardio I do. So I'm not a fan of cardio. Cardio doesn't need to be boring though. This week I talked to you a little bit about my early morning fasted cardio. So I use my Les Mills grip classes or body combat classes for that. I then also go on walks on other mornings, so if I can get Carly Malk, I will go on a walk with her and we'll just get in a fair amount of steps, walking for about an hour and a half. And then last but not least, if I have got the energy, I will actually just get up and do my session first thing in the morning. So that's the kind of different routes I take. But as for cardio, it doesn't need to be boring, it doesn't need to be tedious, it doesn't need to be draining. You can do HIIT, you can do less, and you can actually enjoy it if you find the right types of things you like to do. So check out some of the things that I do this week, and I hope you follow me over the next 10 weeks to see how I get together, get in shape, and hopefully make it onto that stage in London. Should be an exciting journey. Okay, so one of the things I do for cardio is obviously I'm a Les Mills instructor. So in the lead up to Concrete, I managed to use my classes as my early morning fasted cardio. So right now it's just after 6:30 AM. I've got a full room and we're about to hit grip strength this morning. So I've loaded up my barbell and I'm going to do a lot of the workout with the guys this morning. Obviously still get involved in the floor coaching and just really push it myself to try and use this training as my fasted cardio and kickstart my body for today. Alright, so we are on day 3 of me cutting back caffeine per request of the coach. My levels are really high just from an adrenal perspective, and health purposes. It is something I really do need to look into. We are currently at 7:45 in the morning and I haven't had a coffee yet. My head is banging. My head has been banging since 6 o'clock last night. Yesterday I only had 3 coffees, or 3 espressos worth. I'm measuring it in espresso shots, not in coffees themselves. Prior to that, I think I was having 7 espressos worth a day, plus sometimes the odd can of Pepsi Max, which tips it over the edge. So my caffeine levels are really high. However, for me, coffee is my only go-to and my only vice. So when calories are low, when food's low, when I can't go to social occasions, everything I do in kind of life right now in and revolves around coffee. So I constantly ask people, oh, do you want to go for a coffee today? Do you want to do X, Y, and Z? And it always ends up in getting a coffee. So on that perspective, it is really tough right now, because I'm trying to think of other things I can drink, i.e. water. I had a decaf yesterday, which was probably, a good idea. It gave me that same incentive that I was having a coffee, but that led to a headache starting about 6 o'clock last night. So this is a little bit tough. It's not my ideal situation, but I am really trying, and if it has an impact on my body composition, I am all the more determined to see it through and get it right and really pull back. We are on day 5 of pulling back caffeine, and yesterday was probably the first day that it's not been too bad. I only had 2 yesterday, or 2 coffees, but I think one of them was actually double espresso. So if that's the case, I'm still on my 3 a day. However, 3 a day I think is much more manageable, and as long as I can keep it to 3 a day, I'll be okay with that, I think, for the foreseeable I just need to check in with coach and see what he says. But anyway, I've been doing some research into other products that I can potentially have and stuff I can try. And I've came across this from Four Sigmatic. So if you see it there, it is cordyceps. And I'm not even sure if that's the right word. But it's mushroom elixir mix. So apparently with the ginseng, it's got some energy in it. And apparently it's a really good coffee substitute. I mean, I probably just said all of those words wrong, but it'll be okay. I'm going to try this. It was £20 for 20 sachets, so it's not something that I'm going to be probably splashing out on and buying all the time, unless I can make the full switch from not buying a Costa or a Starbucks out every single day, because in which case this would be much cheaper to buy. I have made my coffee and I've not actually tried it yet, so I mean, it smells a bit funny. It actually smells a bit like whiskey. I mean, yeah, it definitely smells like a hot toddy. I mean, there's definitely no alcohol content in it, so we're okay. But yeah, it smells like whiskey, which is odd. It's quite good actually. Not really sure what I was expecting. Actually tastes okay. The first taste, I'm gonna say it tastes like whiskey. I mean, maybe, yeah. I mean, it's definitely not coffee. I will say that. It does not taste like coffee. But it's good. It's bearable. And we'll see how it makes me feel today. I'm already starting to get bored of adding in extra cardio, I won't lie. So today, rather than trying to get 12,000 steps, because it was meant to be snowing, it's not snowing right now, the sun is shining, I am heading to airspace. I'm going to go in and bounce on the trampolines with my niece and nephew for about an hour and see how many steps I can rack up, see if I can get a good sweat on, and yeah, burn some extra calories today whilst energy's still high and I'm still feeling pretty good. Did you have fun today? Yes. Yeah? What did you like most? You jumped it. You should see this video of this kid. She jumps over like 10 trampolines, hits off a wall, and then jumps all the way back. She's sweet. What we're going to do now then? Go for food? Yeah. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. Ideal. And a drink. Look at the red faces. That's what you call good cardio. Right there. Spot on. So when I don't have early morning Les Mills classes, I try to meet Carly Malk and we go out for a walk. So we're going to go for a walk for probably about an hour, maybe a bit longer. We'll just see what time we have and just rack up the steps this morning, and just kind of keep in that low intensity, steady state and just really have some fun, let loose a little bit, chat all things fitness, all things prep. It's kind of it for me in terms of cardio things that I like to do. It doesn't need to be boring, we keep mixing it up, and yeah, as long as I'm having fun doing it and my energy's high, it's definitely a lot easier. So I'm going to go enjoy my one coffee of the day and get our steps on.